What's going on to you, Gemini? So you have the Four of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, the Devil, the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, Three of Swords, Seven of Wands, the Temperance, and the Ten of Swords. So what I'm seeing here for you, Geminis, right? Obviously, the Six of Cups, somebody is most definitely coming back. But let's get there. Let's build this up. The Four of Wands represents the stability that a lot of you Geminis have right now, right? The mental stability, emotional stability, the physical stability, right? Finances. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're always looking for a partner per se, but it can mean that you are stable, right? The house has the four corners in it. They're all strong. Therefore, it's a strong house, right? Or it's one of the indications it's a strong house. The Four of Pentacles now represents, certainly you have some money on you, you have some finances, and you're focused on the more important things in life, right? Just because you didn't necessarily find anybody so far that is very serious about you and getting to know you and getting to know themselves does not necessarily mean that you Geminis are going to give up. You're going to stop trying to look for that person. What it does mean, however, is that you have your eyes on the prize. And that if a person doesn't have their eye on the prize, then it's going to be a problem for you, because regardless of the fact that, people can say that Gemini, jokes a lot sometimes, Gemini is still pretty smart. Regardless, so you Geminis understand that, at the end of the day, can you laugh and talk with somebody that you can really get along with, that you can trust and have something special with? That's the question, right? Because you can get so good to the point where, especially in today's world, where people will reprimand you or have a problem with how functional and how good you are, right? They want dysfunctionality. So the thing about it is that the Six of Pentacles now represents, so one of the ways in which you can make sure that a relationship is good, right? It's healthy, is not just what it is that you give to them, but what it is that they give to you in exchange, right? It should be an equal exchange of effort. Doesn't always have to be an equal exchange of money, as the card would initially suggest, right? Or make it seem like it is. But it does have to be sweat equity, right? It does have to actually have some form of effort. Because if you're offering one side a lot and they're offering you a little bit, right? They're only willing to sweat for you a little bit. They're only willing to put in a certain amount of effort. Then that's a dub, because the reason why is because that's dysfunctional. So the Six of Pentacles represents these people actually needing to put in an effort to get to know you. That's one of the ways in which a relationship is very good, right? What it is that they give to you in return. Is the relationship reciprocal? Can the two of you actually benefit from each other, as opposed to benefiting from just one person, but for two people? And you Geminis now stuck there looking stupid, because now you got to provide for yourself and the other person. You got to pitch in for yourself and the other person. No. So the Devil now represents how a lot of people they are a leech. They come around you. They like to be parasitic. And truth be told, it comes from the mercurial side of us, because you're a Gemini, I'm a Virgo, but it comes from the mercurial side of us. How it is that Mercury deals with the left-hand path. So Mercury can really make the transition between the right and left-hand path, but Mercury represents Venus falling, right? So wherever it is that, Venus is, Mercury cannot be. Because when we come into a space, right, when we get into a relationship, what happens is that people start thinking about all the stuff that you Geminis can provide for them, and all this other type of stuff that doesn't have anything to do with an actual real love connection. They start getting greedy, and it's like it's not all about them and how it is that they're benefiting, and you Geminis will pay for this, pay for that, pay for whatever. How can they offer anything in exchange to you too that has substance? Right? What can they do? Can they offer you their loyalty? Can they offer you their integrity? Right? Maybe they may not necessarily have, the fancier things, the finer things in the world, but can they at least offer you their loyalty? Can they offer you, the fact that they will never intend on steering you in a way that will cause you harm or your downfall? These people can't even do that. And as a matter of fact, a lot of you Geminis come to realize that, especially in today's world, a lot of people are asking for a whole lot, and on top of that, they're very jealous and or envious. Makes absolute no sense. How could people be asking so much from you, but then want to cause your downfall? It's the dumbest stuff in the world. But then you have the devil and the Seven of Pentacles. Here they are coming in, trying to cherry pick you, figure out what it is that they like. Meanwhile, they're talking to other people at the same time, because that's what the Seven of Pentacles represents when it comes to relationships, right? Or one of the things, I should say, not the only thing, but one of the things, how it is that this person, right, or I ain't gonna say this particular person, but the history has been these people talking to other people, right, while at the same time they're all cherry picking that person or different people for different functions. So for you Geminis, you may have been the cash, or you may have been the jokes and the good time. You may have been this, you may have been that. But then at the same time now, right, now that you Geminis are now with these people because you were able to see through the nonsense that they were doing, here you are now. You're at the Six of Cups where you're not with them, but here they are coming in, calling you, or reaching out to you, basically trying to make sure that you and them are pretty good. The two of you are at least on still talking terms, and you Geminis are looking at it like, Three of Swords. You're the one with the heartbreak, as far as that had the heartbreak. You may not necessarily have it now. You may have moved on, but you're the one that had to deal with the heartbreak. These people was acting like they didn't care. They acted like, it was a nice, warm, sunny day or spring day. While at the same time, you Geminis were the ones, catching all the problems. You were the one potentially crying. You the ones that was, heartbroken on the inside because of how you can give so much to the person. And so much so, the Seven of Pentacles, the person looks at you as that because they're making every interaction with you transactional. And it's not just one person, it's a bunch of your ex-partners in the not so distant past when you Geminis didn't know any better. How it is that these people would use you, and then now it's at a situation where they used you, but here they dumb selves coming back trying to be in a relationship with you again. So the people that you don't talk to, one of them is coming back recently. If not, you've already been through it, but they're gonna come back. If not, like I said, you already been through it. And then the Seven of Wands now represents, so here you Geminis go, right? You don't want these people in your life. So you're trying to move forward. Don't give them any answer. Don't talk to them. You're trying to move forward. You are moving forward because the Seven of Wands represents being hard at work. The Seven of Wands represents you Geminis putting yourselves into, into deeper, I should say, into paying attention to the prize, paying attention to what's important to you. And that's very important. A lot of you Geminis got to understand, that's very important. Still, obviously, give yourself some rest. But that is very important as well. And you don't really have to work in order for you, or I should say, put yourselves focus on a lot of work. You can still learn to relax and at the same time work. But the situation for you is just don't contact the person that's now coming back, because they will come back as long as you allow them to do that. So you Geminis have to understand that you'll never come back. If that's not something that you want to do, then you don't have to do that. The Temperance and the Ten of Swords now represents the wisdom that you have. You've attained from being with these people that you see as the devil, right? Not really being able to be trusted and irredeemable, right? The Temperance now represents, so you have to understand that since this is a situation, a lot of you Geminis need to use your experience. Now, the Temperance represents Sagittarius, which is the opposite, the exact opposite zodiac sign of Gemini. So this means using that knowledge, what it is that you've learned to be true through your experiences, using that ability to socialize now, awkwardly, but using that ability, because the awkwardness, it actually works for you, right? As to where with Virgo, it doesn't. But using that awkwardness that works for you in a way that it benefits you. Having a lot of friends, having people that like you at the job, sees your value at the job, you know, getting in touch with your family, the relatives that you may be close to. Maybe it's all of your immediate family, right? Maybe you and your immediate family are on good terms. But as of right now, being single, but still talking to other people or still willing to, right? But then you have the Ten of Swords, but also realizing that, just knowing that things can go left in a second, and being attentive or paying attention to when things can go left in a second and when people are playing games. So it's a very good mix of both. Being able to talk to other people while at the same time not being unaware of what's going on. You Geminis are very much so aware of what's going on. You know when people are trying to run game. You are aware of it now. You are aware that the majority of people try to run game, and that's just per capita. That's just in general. So now a lot of you understand that that's the case. You're a lot more prepared now. So you know what to do, and you know what it looks like. You have a better idea of what it looks like. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Six of Cups. You know what? Matter of fact, let's clarify the Devil. Let's clarify the Devil. The Moon, the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Pentacles, the King of Cups. Right. So to clarify the Devil, you have the Moon. So the Moon is about how this person or these people, some of the people that you've known from the past, but this particular person who's coming back in particular, this person wasn't always around whenever it is that you needed, I ain't gonna say encouragement, but whenever it is that you were going through something, this person wasn't around. This person immediately showed you that you couldn't really take them too seriously. Maybe they ghosted you after a certain point. The Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Pentacles. You realize that these people really weren't people that you can trust, even though you really did wanted to trust them. You really did wanted to give them a fair try. But you Geminis know that you can't trust someone who's going to act like that. So you ended up leaving, right? You took back your own power. The King of Cups. And now you're moving forward. But of course, this person is upset. Of course, they're angry, you know. Of course, they're very upset at the fact that you Geminis left, because they realized that you weren't as brainwashed as they thought you were. So let's clarify the Six of Cups. Let's clarify the Six of Cups. The Nine of Wands, the Chariot, the Eight of Pentacles, and then you have the Star. So to clarify the Six of Cups. So the Nine of Wands and the Chariot represents, here they are. They're going to make themselves into a victim when they try to reach out to you. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the antics, because if you get caught up in that, you're going to find yourselves being in a position where you're arguing with them. You're going back and forth. And that's what the Chariot represents. They want to goad you or bait you into an argument, into a disagreement, right? Because that's the type of nonsense that they're trying to pull. So what you do with that is you don't allow them to pull you into an argument. You stop caring, right? See, that's what I'm saying. When you spiritually divorce somebody, when you stop hanging out with them, you have to essentially divorce yourself emotionally from the situation and become dispassionate, right? Or not passionate about them and what they've got going on. In other words, another name for that is detachment. Live and let live, right? The Eight of Pentacles and the Star now represents, so you Geminis, right? You're continuing to stay focused. You're continuing to work. You're continuing to resume the things that you were doing, right? Even though these people are trying to contact you. And the Star card represents they want to get another chance at, talking to you again and whatnot. And, the whole them trying to goad you into an argument is just them trying to see if you really still care and all that other type of stuff. Gemini, every time these people come around, there's always some nonsense going on. You know you're not supposed to trust them. So if you do trust them, just know that it's not going to be very long. Let's clarify the Temperance. Let's clarify the Temperance. You have the Five of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Death card, and last but not least, you Geminis have the Queen of Wands, right? So the Five of Cups, here they are, right? Wishing that they wasn't dysfunctional like this, but they have to be dysfunctional in order to keep you around, right? No, they don't, but they're choosing to do that because they're goofy. The Queen of Swords and the Death card represents, so you Geminis have to stop acting like you don't know. Y'all got this. Y'all know what time people are on. Y'all know if these people are trying to spin a narrative or run game on you, right? The Queen of Wands. And this is when it is that you have to be combative, but you don't have to be combative by telling them a thing or two. You just have to be combative by detaching,